Hello, my little unicorns. So it is almost Valentine's Day, and we are going to do a think pink look. Sippy stuff, hang on. Sorry, off camera. I have to put everything on the floor. But we are doing a look in honor of Valentine's Day. So, let's get started. I need a special brush. Ting! So for the most part today, I'm going to be using, this is going to be an extreme pink look, by the way. But most of the colors I'll be using is from the Color Code Cherry Bomb palette, with just a couple colors, 2 or 3 out of my Profusion Kaleidoscope palette. The pinker, the better. So I have already done my face. I have not primed my eyes. So we'll start with that, because not to prime, as Nikki Tutorial says, not to prime is a crime. So we're going to start with priming my eyes, and for that I'm using my e.l.f. primer in sheer. Alright, so we're just going to apply a little of that here. And I'm getting texts, Facebook messages as we film this. So I'll have things to read when I'm done. And try not to get the primer in your eye like I just did. Now, I usually will set my primer so it doesn't crease with a shade from my Profusion Naturals palette, but I didn't grab it. So I'm going to use the medium light shade from my e.l.f. Contour palette just to set this down because it's very close to my skin tone. And this way it won't crease and I'll have maximum blendability. Okay, so the only thing I have going on now is my primer, my eyebrows, and my foundation. Everything else we're going to be doing on camera today. So let's start with my fluffy brush. Let me get my dry brush cleaner out. I love this thing. And I'm going to start with the lightest pink in the Cherry Bomb palette. This is called Whipped. Alright, it's this one right here, and this is going to be my transition shade. And it looks much lighter on camera. It's kind of a medium, it's a fairly light shade, but it's still dark enough to be a transition shade. And I'm thinking I want to do a full-on cut crease. So I'm bringing this relatively high. This is going to be my transition shade. No, maybe not a cut crease. I want something extreme. We'll see. I'm winging it. I'll probably do a half cut crease because I really want to get some bright pink going on. And I'm taking this right up to my eyebrow on the inner brow, but I'm leaving plenty of room for highlight on the outer brow bone. Let's see if I'm a little bright. I don't want to be washed out, but I do want you to see the color. Okay, so next I'm going into my Profusion palette. And I'm going to go into the brightest pink, which is the shade Adore. And it is neon. Right there. They are not kidding around with this pink. And neither am I. And I'm taking it out because this is going to be an extreme pink look. You will be seeing this color again. And then back to the brush that I applied Whipped with and just buff that out. And I'm buffing it way out. This is a great color. Okay. And buff it out. And again, I'm going to buff it out pretty far. Back to my Cherry Bomb palette, and I'm going to get myself a pencil brush. And I'm going to go into the color Maraschino, which is this kind of reddish, deep reddish burgundy color right here. And I'm just going to take that a little lower in the crease. And this is what I'm going to use to add depth. I love the color story of this palette. So you guys have plans for Valentine's Day? My husband and I are celebrating it tonight. Okay. Then I'm going to go back into the brush that I applied the bright pink Adore with and just buff that out a little bit. Really intensify that pink. And then back into the brush with whipped. And I'm adding just a tinge more product onto the brush. Not a lot. Hitch. That's my word. I just really want those edges soft and melty. A nice gradient effect. And you hear an airplane in the background. Okay. And the last color I'm going to go into is called Black Cherry. It's the darkest color in the palette, in the Cherry Bomb palette. It's like a reddish, brownish, blackish, brownish red. It's not quite black. But I'm going to take that right along my lash line and then blend it slightly into the crease. So I'm only adding it to this lash line here. And I'm going to add it. I'm not worried about being neat. This is not going to be a winged liner, or at least it's not going to be my winged liner. I'm just adding it for depth and color. But I'm going to end up blending it out and softening it up. So you notice I'm adding it like a wing, but then I'm going in with a fluffy brush, a clean fluffy brush, and I'm just going to soften that edge up and smoke it out. I'm smoking it up into the crease. I'm going to take a little bit more. I want it a little bigger. So the intensity of the color is right along where the wing would be. But then I'm just going to smoke it out. And I'm just going to keep doing this until I get the intensity that I want. Oh, excuse me. Take it up a little higher and smoke it out. I think I want it a little more in my V. But I'm really keeping it literally to the outer V. Okay. Same on the other side. I'll be blending that side again. Just a little bit in here. And smudge it out. Alright, now I'm going to go in with the color Irreplaceable, which is this pink here. It's kind of a gel pink. And I'm going to do that in the middle third with my finger. It's a shimmery color. And this is in the Kaleidoscope palette. And from the same palette, I'm going into the lighter shimmery gel color called Echoes. And it's this one right here, which looks more gold on camera, but it's very pink. It's a very light pink. And I'm going to do that in the inner third. And just blend it right into the other color. Now I'm going to do my under eye. So I'm going back in with Black Cherry. And I'm going to go right on my lower lash line, as close to the lash line as possible. Sorry, I tilt my head down when I'm doing this. And I forget that I go off camera. When I actually get a studio set up, it's going to be wonderful. Then I'm going to go in with the same brush that I applied Maraschino with and smudge it out. Then I'm going back in with Adore, which is that bright fuchsia pink, and I'm going to smudge it out even more. Now normally this is where I would add the highlight to my inner corner and brow bone, but I'm going to save that for last. I'm going to actually go into my blush. So first I'm going in with my e.l.f. contour palette, like I always do. And I'm going to give myself a few little cheekbones. Let's see if I can bring you guys down just a little. And then I'm going to go in with the darker shade and carve out my cheekbones a little more. Add that line. See if I can get a little taller here. There we go. And then buff it out. Zoom out just a little bit. Is that better? Now here's where the fun starts. So I'm going back into that bright fuchsia color door, and I'm going to start going crazy. Starting off very light, really tapping out my brush. But I'm taking it on my cheeks, I'm taking it up to my eyes and up on my temples. I'm going extreme pink. And then I'm going to take my larger blush brush and buff it out. Just like I was blending it on my eyes. Up into my temples, on my forehead a little bit. Up under my eyes. I want to really tie it in to my shadow. And then again, I'm going to buff it out. Now I want something a little lighter, so I'm going into the shade Think Pink in the Cherry Bomb palette. And I'm going to take that just across the bridge of my nose a little bit. Actually, probably just underneath my nose. And a little bit down the sides. Now I'm going in with my Pharmacy highlighting palette. And get a fluffy brush. I'm going to use the pink highlighter in the palette because pink. So I'm using this one right here, which looks more white on camera in this light, but it's actually pink. And I'm going to take that right under my brow bone. I'm going to take it in my inner corner with my finger. And then I'm going to glow greater than the gods with it. Now I'm going to put on some mascara. And I am going to be wearing false lashes, so I'm not going to worry about my upper lashes too much, but I do want my bottom lashes to be as big as possible, so I'm starting with my lash primer. And as big as possible isn't really that much for me. I don't have much in the way of lashes left. Okay. And then I'm just going to put a quick coat on my upper lashes. Did I say quick? I didn't mean it. Alright, so I'm going to go in with my Kiss Lash Glue liner, my clear one, because I don't want to do a wing liner on this. I kind of want something a little soft and romantic. I don't want the harshness of the wing liner. And I want to keep that glue as close to my lash line as possible. Since I'm not lining my lashes, I want to try and hide the band as much as I can. Preferably without gluing my lashes like I did. Learn from my mistakes. And then I'm going to use my Kiss So Wispy Lashes in 01. Figure out where I want them to lie. And how. And then just kind of squeeze them together. I'm just going to tamp them down. And you always want to try to make sure that your lashes go upward. Other side. So if you've been watching any good series, I just finished watching Firefly Lane on Netflix. Now it's a real chick flick, chick show. Definitely a chick show. I binge watched it. It's pretty good. If you like Katherine Hagel movies and stuff, she's in it. You'll love her. I thought she was great in it. She doesn't play her normal goody-goody in this one. Figure out where I want them to sit. Try and squeeze it as close to my lash line as possible. And then just tamp it down. That could have gotten a little closer to my lash line. There. Alright, now for a little bit of fun before we do the lips. I'm going to draw a little heart on my face because Valentine's Day. So I'm taking my unique black pencil and I think I'm going to do it on this side right here. That's actually not a fine enough tip, so I'm going to go in with a liquid liner. And I'm just going to start by making a little V. And of course, I don't have enough ink left in this liquid liner. But really, it's just to make the outline, because what I'm going to do is go in with a brush, and I am going to put on some pink lipstick in that heart. For that, I am using my Technicolor lipstick in Game On and a very fine tip brush. Et voila. And I'm also going to use the same color for my lips. And normally I would line my lips, but I don't actually have a lip liner in this shade. Okay, now this is a nice matte pink, very bright, but I don't necessarily want it matte. I want something a little glossy. So I have this wonderful pink shimmery gloss that I got from my girlfriend Shauna Marie. She's making them. You can find her on my YouTube page. In fact, I advertise for her on the group page. These lip glosses are wonderful. They're hydrating. They're slick. They're not sticky. I hate a sticky lip gloss. They are fabulous. And they smell amazing. This one smells like vanilla. So good. So I'm just going to take it and gloss right over the top with it. All right, I'm going to step off camera for a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, and to finish this look off, I have added my pink wig. So that's it. This is my Valentine's Day look. I hope you like it. I hope you're doing something special with the ones you love. And if you don't have anybody in your corner, have an anti-Valentine's Day party. Do something fun, though. Get out there and enjoy. It's a Hallmark holiday, you know? But let's enjoy it anyway. In the meantime, I hope you like the look. Stay magical, my little unicorns, and I'll see you next time. Bye.